Sometimes I get weary hearing the news. It's really no news at all. It's the same old story. Brothers killing brothers. They haven't heard the news. Well, I'm so glad there's a new world coming through. Keep your mind on it. Shine your light on it. Talking about the new world coming through. We walk down our streets looking over our shoulders, trying to make it home safe and sound. Can you imagine somewhere where no one wants to harm you? Well, meet me in the new world coming through. Keep your mind on it. Shine your light on it. Talking about the new world coming through. We're scared to lose our jobs, or still trying to find one. Who's pulling the strings? It's hard to tell. All that's got to end. We're coming round the bend into a new world coming through. Keep your mind on it. Shine your light on it. Don't give up on it, 'cause you know you want it to. I'm talking about the new world. I'm talking about the new world. I'm talking about the new world coming through. Come on, clap your hands. Keep your mind on it. Shine your light on it. Don't give up on it, 'cause you know you want it to. I'm talking about the new world. I'm talking about the new world. I'm talking about the new world coming through. Keep your mind on it. Shine your light on it. Don't give up on it. That's right.
Well, good evening, everyone. How are you doing? All you people over in the wine bar and all those people sitting in your backyards on what a splendid, splendid August evening. This is what we call Wine Down Wednesdays. It's a new concept. Well, it's not new. We did it last year, but we could do it in the city square. This year we had to change it up a little bit and do it like we did with the 39 Days of July and bring it to you all broadcast live from the Duncan showroom. So this year we've decided on this particular Wednesday, the first Wednesday of the Wine Down Wednesdays in August, that we were going to sort of highlight not blues, but highlight the concept of a little steel piece of metal, a piece of steel that you put on your finger and you run it along the guitar strings that allows you to do all sorts of interesting sounds and feelings and emotions and a whole nother aspect of it. It sort of takes blues into another more exotic style, right? And one of the things we're trying to do is bring you a lot of music for the next 4 Wednesdays that are conducive for you to sip on wine as opposed to guzzle beer. I think you understand what I was saying when you get a chance to hear it. Jeff Plankenhorn, he's from Texas. He's going to be here at 8 o'clock. And we want to... He's now living in Canada, by the way, so don't worry. We didn't bring him in just for this. But you're going to see the availabilities of what that little steel bar can do, or that little steel... Sometimes it's a... Who is it that uses... what am I... can't remember his name. David Essick uses a number 11 Millimeter.
Oh, you're thinking of Lowell George. Yeah.
Yeah, but so does Dave Essick. Dave
is that
Essick,
right? Oh,
but he says number 11,
Oh, yeah.
not a 13, not a 12, number 11
Yeah.
fits his finger, right? So there's all sorts of pieces of metal that they use that allows this song, the music, to go into a whole nother genre. Don Wilke is a very wonderful expert at this style, and he also brings along a style called slack key, which I knew nothing about, and he knew because, as a matter of fact, he used to own the restaurant just behind the wine bar, and you brought that guy in from Hawaii.
That's Raymond Kane.
Yeah.
See, actually, the reason how I found out about his slack key is it came before slide.
Oh, it did. Right. Well, you'll hear the story. You'll hear he's got 45 minutes up, maybe a little bit of explanation, but you'll definitely hear the styling that goes on. It's quite interesting. Don Wilke, it's your 45 minutes.
Thank you, John. Hi, everybody. Nice to be here, especially at the wine bar. How's everybody doing there? Whoops, I just dropped my... I'm going to have a little accompaniment tonight because I am going to sing a few songs. This is my buddy Paul, so he's going to sing later on. much. That was a little song called Sailing. And I just want to tell you a little bit. That was in the style, the slack key style. Though that is an original tune, and it's on my CD, Postcards from Lonesome Dawn. But people often say to me, Wilke, what is slack key guitar? So I'll give you the quick little story about it. In 1749, Captain Vancouver gave to King Kamehameha of Hawaii the 2 cows, male and female, and he told them, put a taboo on killing them. And King Kamehameha did, and 100 years later, the big island of Hawaii was overrun with cattle. And the Hawaiians are basically pretty easygoing guys, and they really didn't know how to deal with the cattle, And Hawaii at that time actually was a sovereign nation before they were stolen, of course, by America, and they had their own king, and who had traveled extensively through the world and realized what cowboys did, and brought cowboys from Spain and Mexico and California into the islands of Hawaii to teach Hawaiians how to deal with cattle for a 2-year contract. And of course, all good cowboys play guitars. So when the cowboys came to Hawaii and they brought their guitars and they did their contract, and the Hawaiian people are very, very musical as it is. All their history is songs, and their chants are history, and they're very musical, and they love falsetto singing is their prize. But I don't really sing that well in falsetto. But anyways, when the cowboys left Hawaii, a few of them gave as gifts to the Hawaiians guitars, and the Hawaiians, having no training, because a guitar tuned to a normal tuning, what they call Spanish tuning, how the normal guitar is tuned, doesn't sound very good. It's like if you strum it open, it's like a E13 chord, and it's you'd never use it. But so the Hawaiians slacked the keys, and they call it kihoalu, which means slack the key, so that you have a chord when you strum it. You don't even need to. You can just go like this and with one finger and play some beautiful music. So this is indigenous to the Hawaiian culture, and they call it slack key music. And I was lucky in the 1990s to meet and play with and hang out, and we even brought him to Canada here to do a show. One of the living treasures of Hawaii, Raymond Kane. Anyways, this is a song called the Hula Blues, to give you another example of the style. thank you very much. That was Hula Blues. I'd like to carry on with another Hawaiian slack key. Makaka ikanaya hilave Wapalohea heo makele Makaka ikanaya hilave Wapalohea heo makele Yahui kanui manu Wala au e umi madia Kelema Yahui kanui manu Wala au e umi madia Mayana kapuana Makaka ikanaya ohileve Makaka ikanaya hileve Wapaloia heo makele Yeah, it was a love song there, Hawaiian love song called Hi'ilawe. Let me do one more slack key for you. Say, man, that guy keeps slacking the keys. having trouble with that one today. That's the way that one goes. I don't know what it is. But anyways, you know, nobody really knows where slide guitar was invented, but the myth is that Joseph Cuckoo, a Hawaiian fellow, was walking down the railroad track one day outside Honolulu, and he picked up one of the steel kind of big nails that they had, and he did this, you know, and something went off in his head. And so he locked himself away for 2 years, and of course, you know, Hawaii is very famous for their lap steel guitar, and that's originally where it came from. Now, myself as a young person, that's how I got into the Hawaiian music, was because I was into the blues as a young person, and you know, the slide guitar was quite prevalent in blues, and that's what got me into the Hawaiian music, where I went a little bit further. But really, I'm a blues player, and but I play slide. But I'll give you what I can and try to make it as nice for Wine Down Wednesday, so I won't shock any nice wine drinkers there. But I'm laying in my bed, I hear my doorbell ring, looking for my baby, I don't see a doggone thing. I'm trouble, I'm on my way. Well, I can't be satisfied, but I sure can't keep me from trying. Well, I feel like snapping my pistol in your face, honey. I'm gonna make some graveyard and be your resting place. I'm trouble, I'm on my way. Well, I can't be satisfied, but I sure can't keep me from trying. Bye, baby, I'll see you again. You won't be so evil, and you sure won't have so many men. I'm trouble, I'm on my way. Well, I can't be satisfied, but I sure can't keep me from trying. Yeah, there's muddy waters there for you. So I do like the islands, though. So. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. One more time I've got to say, little darling, please don't shed no tears now. No woman, no cry. 'Cause I remember when I used to sit in the government yard in Trenchtown, observing all the hypocrites and mingled with the good people that we meet. Good friends we have, good friends we have lost all along the way. In this great future, you cannot forget your past, so dry your tears, little darling, I say. No woman, no cry. Woman, no cry. One more time I've got to say, little darling, please don't shed no tears now. Woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Woman, no cry. One more time I've got to say, little darling, please don't shed no tear now. Woman, no cry. I remember when I used to sit in the government yard in Trenchtown, observing all the hypocrites mingle with the good people that we meet. Georgie would make the fire light, I say, a log would it burn and through the night. I would cook cornmeal porridge, I say, which I will share with you. My feet, that's my only carriage, and so I got to be pushing straight on through. But while I'm gone, I say, everything gonna be alright. 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 So, no woman, no cry. Woman, no cry. One more time I've got to say, little darling, please don't shed no tears now. No woman, no cry. Yeah, another island. Thank you. We'll do one of the great Spanish bluesman Roberto Juanson's song. How you doing, Paul? Can you guys hear him? Yeah, good. We'll do it again. We'll try it again. Oh well, I followed her to the station. She had a suitcase right there in her hand. Lord, I followed her right to the station. She had a suitcase in her hand. I felt so blue and lonesome, you know, because all my love's in vain. Oh, my love in vain. When a train pulled in the station, I looked at my sweetheart right in her eyes. When the train pulled in the station, I looked at my sweetheart right in her eyes. I felt so blue and lonesome that I couldn't help but hang my head down and cry, 'cause oh, my love in vain. When the train, it left the station, Lord, it had two twinkling lights on behind. When the train left the station, had two twinkling lights on behind. The red light was my babe, and the blue light my lonesome mind, 'cause oh, my love in vain. You know that oh, my love, that's in vain. Honey, oh, your papa's love, oh, that's in vain. Ah, ooh, your love, yeah, that's in vain. Yeah, blues. Thank you very much. Change the flavor a little bit here. Let's see what we got. steel guitar rag. You. Well, look over yonder wall, hand me down my walking cane. Go over yonder wall, hand me down my walking cane. Got another woman, Lord, yeah, yonder come your man. Ooh, I love you, baby, but you just don't treat me right. Taking all my money, walk the street late at night. Got me on the wall, hand me down my walking cane. Got another man, Lord, now, yonder come your man. Many killed, but I believe it's enough. Look over yonder wall, hand me down my walking cane. Oh man, yonder come your man. Ooh, love you, baby, but you just don't treat me right. You're taking all my money, walk the street late at night. Got me on the wall, hand me down my walking cane. Got another woman, Lord, now, yonder come your man. Well, we had a good time tonight, have we not? Just want to thank Long John and Cadillac Tim for doing the sound, of course. I'm Lonesome Don and my buddy Paul. And we've had a ball. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Don Wilke, we want to thank you very much for doing that beautiful slide guitar, sir. And for all those standing or sitting over there at the old Firehouse Wine Bar, I was just there looking at the screen too. It's pretty darn cool. Glad to see all you guys. Hey, everybody, all those tables out there, sure do appreciate it. We're going to get ready for Jeff Plankenhorn, the Plank, from Texas. He's now living in Campbell River, so that's okay. He actually got his Texas plates taken off because every time he came down here, we had to get him to park further down the street because we were getting too much flack. Yeah. No. Anyway, he's going to be up next. I want to thank again Don Wilke for doing that for us, sir.
John.
Much appreciated. You guys all sit around there, had some fun, listen to some music that was recorded at the showroom previously at live concerts. And we'll be back here at 8 o'clock sharp with Jeff Plankenhorn. Another Wind Down Wednesday extravaganza.
let me wrap you in my warm and tender arms. Let me wrap you in my warm tender arms. Well, I love you for a long, long time, darling. Say, oh, you'll be mine. Let me wrap you in my warm and tender arms. Now let me wrap you in my warm and tender arms. Let me wrap you in my warm and tender arms. Well, I love you oh so bad, darling. Reach out, feel me with your touch. Let me wrap you in my warm and tender arms. Well, I love you for a long, long time, darling. Say you'll be mine. Let me wrap you in my warm and tender arms. Now let me wrap you in my warm and tender arms. Let me wrap you in my warm and tender arms. Well, I love you for a long, 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 long time, darling. Say you'll be mine. Let me wrap you in my warm. Let me wrap you in my warm. Come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, let me wrap you in my warm. Wrap you, wrap you, wrap you, wrap you in my warm. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Let me wrap you in my warm. Let me wrap you in my warm and tender. Oh, come on, 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 come on. Let me wrap you in my warm and tender arms.
Well, hello, everybody.
Woo, thank you.
Hello, everybody. How you doing out there? That was just Eugene Smith, recorded here live at a previous show. He's away in Eastern Canada right now, or else he'd be all over the 39 days of July, and for sure he'd be part of the Wednesdays, Wind Down Wednesdays in August, which we're bringing to you the first one tonight. We've got three more coming up. We got Ashley Way's going to be in one of them. Maureen Jones Quartet's on another one, of which her band is the backup. So there's a whole bunch of great stuff. And there's another band called something Silverwood Q. These are four people from an orchestra, right, that also do klezmer music, but they also do these other things where they do Renaissance to classical, all over the place, and folk to this and that. But they're very accomplished at what they do. So it would make a wonderful evening for sitting around sipping on your wine, as will tonight, because we have Jeff Plankenhorn here. He arrived here in November last year, October, September, whatever it was last fall. I had the opportunity to have him here with three young bands. It was a bit of a mishap, but as it turned out, it was one of the best things we ever did. One of the best planned things we ever did. Right. but it worked out well. So, as a matter of fact, the last couple of shows, we've had some of those young kids here at the show just to make sure they could check it out. So while we're doing this, we are open to some people. We do have some audience here tonight in the Duncan showroom. We're hoping that you have grabbed a bottle of local wine or sitting at home in your wonderful little oasis that you've worked so damn hard to be in. Or if not, you're over at the wine bar. Yeah, the old Firehouse Wine Bar. You're sitting down listening to this, and that's pretty damn cool. Jeff and the whole crew over there making sure that they can make this all happen, that we can have Wednesday nights, or we can have Wind Down Wednesdays in August is what we're doing. His name is Jeff Plankenhorn. I'm going to let him get to it right away. I think you'll understand why we picked him.
Thanks, John. Although with your other guests, you're making me feel like I'm going to be like the hamburger at the banquet. You know? I might. I think Wind Down Wednesdays is perfect for me. My wife is a big BC wine aficionado. Well, that's all I have to say about that. But the other thing I can say about that is that there's no question that the more you drink, the better I'll sound. So that's also good for everybody. I'm just going to kind of play, I usually stand up and stuff, but I thought Wine Out Wednesday, maybe I'll adjust my set a little bit, which is kind of fun, and just kind of mellow it out a little bit for the people who are kind of digging that outside vibe. And I'll play some music from Texas. I am a wonderfully lucky man who married into a beautiful Canadian family from Campbell River, and been up there now since mid-March, and kind of working on the permanent resident thing, and really, really grateful. We'll talk more about that later. But since I feel so at home here at the Duncan showroom, maybe I'll start with this song. Like to wander, born a free man. You've been on this road since you don't know when. And you may be more lost now than you've ever been, but you will find your way home again. It was in your mind, well, to go around the world, make yourself a dollar, find yourself a girl, and if you come back wise with empty hands, at least you'll find your way home again. Some days your sun shines, oh, and some days it rains. You take all those moments, treasures and your pains. You can put them in your pocket or throw them to the wind, but you will find your way home. Again. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to do these shows. Number one, it's really, really nice to hear applause. I've been doing lots and lots and lots of online stuff, and the only time I have heard applause at a show has been on like these Zoom meetings for businesses where they have you come in and you do a song swap for like a business. It's actually really kind of great because you get people from like all over the world for these companies and stuff. Yes. And how do we do it? Thank you. Oh no, you're not supposed to fade. You're supposed to. Remember? Okay. Anyway, but it's kind of cool. But now here I get a little bit of applause because we have a nice socially distant, people taking it seriously kind of audience. It's really great, and I'm glad things are starting to open up here, and that everybody had Dr. Bonnie Henry, who's pretty awesome, who comes out, 3 o'clock, gives everybody a nice message. This is what we're supposed to do, and regardless of political affiliation, everybody just pretty much goes, all right, that's what we're going to do. It's pretty civilized.
And that voice.
Oh, yeah.
Her voice, I can go to sleep to that.
You got a little hubba with that voice?
No,
you like it?
it's so soothing.
Okay.
It calms all your fears.
Okay.
She's
I didn't realize we were going to have a conversation. I'm
Come on, it's a small room.
I know.
How you been, man?
I've been pretty good. Thanks for
Good.
asking.
It's been a few days.
The other thing that's funny about that is that my wife we'll be in the grocery store and I'll be like trying to make her laugh or something, and after a while she'll just be like, you haven't had anybody applauding for you, have you, Jeff? No, there's no awe. I mean, really, it's like, it's not that she's taking me down a peg, it's that she just kind of keeps me grounded. I didn't mean to make it sound like, I thought it was pretty funny when she did that. She's like, really, honey? Like, you haven't had anybody doing this, I can tell, Speaking of my wife, I'm just going to tune up for another one because my wife is a horticulturalist and a gardener, and growing up on Vancouver Island, being a horticulturalist and a gardener is a pretty cool gig because stuff grows here. Now, my beautiful wife moved to Texas to marry me, and she had to learn like a whole new set of stuff, like stuff that just grows in rocks, basically, and prickly pears, and instead of worrying about bears, she's worrying about scorpions and stuff. I was with her the first time she saw a scorpion, and but that's love right there, is that, and then every year we would come back, for like a month, and she would work with the city of Campbell River because they'd bring her back on as an auxiliary. And the first year it was a month, and then the second year it was 2 months, and then you get the idea, and now we're here, and happier for it. But when I was living in Texas, I had stumbled upon an idea for a song that kind of sounded like a gospel instrumental to me. It was a real thing, and I went in and I recorded it thinking I would have an instrumental on my album. And I was driving home in like fall, so it wasn't too hot, in the hill country in Texas. And I was thinking about all this nature stuff from Campbell River and my wife's whole deal with it. And I'm listening to this instrumental and I'm feeling really good about it. And I was like, I'm going to call this Heaven on Earth. And then I get home and I play the instrumental track for my wife. And she goes, Heaven on Earth, huh? And I said, yeah. And then just out of left field, she asked me this question. She goes, honey, what are your 5 favorite things in nature? And I was like, well, that's kind of a weird question. And I know some of you have heard this story before, but I really like it. She says, what are your 5 favorite things in nature? And I just answered like a dude, you know. I was like, I don't know, I like mountains, you know. And she's like, huh, not impressed, you know. And then I said, well, you know, the ocean's really humbling. First time I went to the ocean, it was kind of a big deal for me, you know. I was like in my 20s the first time I saw an ocean and stepped foot in it, you know. And she said, yeah. So I was just thinking, still not impressed. And then I said, well, honey, what are your 5 favorite things in nature? She didn't even think. All of a sudden she goes, I love it when I'm standing in like low water on pebbles and the sound that the waves make when they go through like the pebbles in your feet. And I was just like, you know, and I wrote it down. I was like, wow, what else, you know? And she goes, again, she's not a writer. It's just these images were so beautiful. She goes, I love it when I'm standing on like a giant snow-covered field and it's just silent. And I was just immediately taken there. And so I just wrote down, like, I was just like, what else, what else, what else, what else? And I just wrote down all these things that were my wife's favorite things in nature. Like, she likes to watch, you know, foxes play or something. And then I went in the next morning and I just sung it over top of the song, and it turned out to be a song called Heaven on Earth. There's a bird nesting quietly on our back porch. Her song is not of rebirth. She sings soft and serene to her young ones. And she teaches heaven on earth. The sweet smell of harvest leaves, red foxes playful mirth, magnolia buds in the springtime, yeah. They all can be heaven on earth. The winter fields, snow is silence. The warmth of the evening, summer wind. The sound of the waves through pebbles at your feet. Show us to love this world we live in. Take a walk with your love through the woodlands. You will see what this life is truly worth. There's no need to wait for untold futures known, when today you can have heaven on earth, if only for a moment. Heaven on earth. Thank you. That's for my wife, Donnie. People have often asked me if she gets a co-write on that song, and I offered her one, and then she said, "Oh, I'm going to get all the money anyway." Tens of dollars. Perfect. So you have to cut it off really fast so that people know that it's not real. That's the fun part. That's what we call the Ramsey Midwood. Well, we don't call it that. I just called it that. Let's do something a little bit bluesy. I was inspired by the set when I came in, hearing all that slack key stuff and hearing that blues stuff. And I'm going to do a song from my last EP, written by a buddy of mine named Gary Nicholson. Just another homesick child, tired of running wild, ready to stay and try, move on. Though I'm guilty in your sight, show some mercy tonight. I can't make it through the fight alone. Oh, but oh, no, now, Lord, don't make it easy. Keep me working till I work it all out. But please, please, just shine enough light on me that I'm free from this shadow of doubt. Keep me out of the shadow of doubt. Yes, I'm trying to make some sense. This world I'm up against, Lord, I know my best defense is your love. When the struggle gets insane and the lessons full of pain, keep me calling out your name with love. Oh, but oh, no, now, Lord, don't make it easy. Keep me working till I work it all out. But please, please, just shine enough light on me that I'm free from this shadow of doubt. Keep me out of the shadow down. till I see one little star start to shine. I will climb the mountain, reach out to the sky, till you opened up my eyes, so blind. Oh, but oh no, now Lord, don't make it easy. Keep me working till I work it all out. But please, please, just shine enough light on me that I'm free from this shadow of doubt. Keep me out of the shadow of doubt. Keep me out of the shadow of doubt. Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Like I said, that's let's see. Well, I guess that's the first cover I've played today. That's by Gary Nicholson, originally a Fort Worth fella. I started hanging out with him and writing with him a few years back. We co-wrote the first song on my my Soul Slide album, and when I started getting to know Gary, I knew he had a couple of hits, and I'm not somebody who's written for a bunch of stars or had an illustrious co-writing career or anything like that. But we had a couple of those moments when we were writing together when he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got to take this. It's Ringo." And I was like, "Ringo who?" You know? And, well, that's funny. He's named after Ringo. And he's like, no, it's Ringo. And I was like, yeah, so he had the title track from the latest Ringo Starr album, and he wrote the last two #1 Buddy Guy songs, and that song was actually I learned it from him, but I didn't realize that there's like a really different version on a really a great Bonnie Raitt album, and she kind of did her own thing with it, and I kind of did my own thing with it, but well, needless to say, mine just came out, so we'll see what happens. Okay, but pretty cool, because I've been a huge Bonnie Raitt fan. Yeah, I was just, I put something on my Twitter the other day, or my Instagram, or one of those things, because my wife and I, we like to listen to music as much as we can. We listen on vinyl, because it just sounds better, you know? It's like, I love that streaming's kind of like, I like when we're on like a road trip, we get to like shuffle and like, who knows, oh, I forgot about this album and things like that. That is kind of a cool thing. But when we originally like said, okay, well, which one are we going to go for? Spotify, well, they don't really pay the musicians that well, and so let's go for Apple Music. Let's give it a shot. And I was like, I'm not an audiophile. Like, I can't hear minuscule, tiny little things. But I was like, baby, this sucks. And she was like, what? No, I was like, can you tell? And she's like, oh, yeah, it's definitely lower quality. Like, when you stream, and it's kind of like the quality goes like, you know, streaming is just not very good quality, and then CD's way better than that, and then, you know, like record is pretty much where it's at, maybe record or cassette. So we were listening to the first Bonnie Raitt album, and oh man, I love it so much, and it was really, really cool to listen to, and has that great cover where she's just sitting there, and you know, she's got all this stuff on this little desk behind her. So many great songs, such a great writer, and such an underrated guitar player. Really, really influential to myself and a lot of other people. Anyway, Gary writes songs for people like that, and then for some reason, he likes to hang out with me once in a while. just try and soak. And, just keep writing. And I had the, for those who don't know me out there in wine country, I had the brilliant idea at 43 years old to start a solo career. I'd been a side person for many years, and playing with people in Texas. I had a song get on the radio, and the solo career just kind of started out of nowhere and blossomed. And well, here I am. I'm 47, and it's what I do for a living. And that's kind of the cool thing about being a songwriter, is that it's definitely not an ageist kind of thing. Like, nobody really cares if you got good songs. They're not really, oh, you started when you were 43? So what, you know? It can be humbling at times, that's for sure. But it's, as they say in Nashville, it keeps you from getting above your raisin. You know, and I don't mind that a bit. You know, there was another song, just because I'm doing like a fun set list. There's another guy that I play with from Texas. Sometimes I like to play Texas Ambassador. I'm from Texas, and I'm from the States, originally the Midwest, but I do want to tell my Canadian friends that I'm not an idiot. Perfect. Anyway, there's this one guy I used to play with. He's one of my favorite songwriters, and it's great. I got my little stomp thing here, so it'd be perfect for it. He made one album in 1973, and he's lived off of it ever since because people have cut his songs. But he's a persnickety fella, and I've actually recorded with him a bunch, but people always talk about the second album and it's never coming out and all that kind of stuff. Somebody asked him once at a radio show, they said, "Hey, Willis, when's your next record coming out?" And he goes, "What was wrong with the first one?" And I was like, whoa, good answer, man. And he's right, you should check it out. It's an album called just Willis Allen Ramsey. But I'm going to play a song right now just because I'm thinking about it. I think it might fit this kind of vibe. It's called Satin Sheets. Wish I was a millionaire. I'd play rock music and grow long hair. I'd tell you, boys, I'd buy a new Rolls Royce. The pretty women are calling me. I give them all the third degree. Give them satin shades. Keep them off the straight. Hallelujah, let me sock it to you. Praise the Lord and pass the mescaline. Great Jehovah, you'll come over as soon as you see me boogie woogie across the silver screen. Hang 'em high, hang 'em low. I put 'em in the ceilings wherever I go. We can swing all night in the rafter light. Hallelujah, baby, what's it to you? You got your coffee, me, I got my Spanish tea. Great Jehovah, you'll come over as soon as you hear me playing my calliope. Down, 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 down. wish I was a millionaire. I play rock music and grow long hair. I tell you, boys, buy a new Rolls Royce. Just slightly out of tune. But as I've said before, it's that touch of unprofessionalism that makes me so lovable. We'll go with that anyway. Willis Allen Ramsey.
That's what you say.
Yeah, thank you. Right, yeah. Well, I do a cool thing on Tuesdays online. It's called 20 Question Tuesdays, and I started it during the pandemic as just kind of a way for people who didn't have any money but they were stuck at home to ask music questions. And like, I don't get to teach because I'm usually on the road. And then I started teaching some Zoom lessons and stuff to certain people, you know, songwriting and guitar and all sorts of stuff, and keeping myself busy teaching some friends from all over, from New York and Ohio and Texas and Colorado and here on the island, all socially distant. So I started this thing called 20 Question Tuesdays, and it was pretty cool. It was like I'd get questions, like I'd go on 15 minutes early on a Tuesday morning, or musician morning, 11 a.m. Only 11 a.m. and you know. Anyway, and it was great because I would get like musician questions, and I would get guitar player questions, and I'd get slide questions, but I would also get questions from people who didn't know anything about music. They were just curious. And I've had all these people. So then a TV station, a local TV station, Austin Music TV in Austin, Texas, said, hey, we want to put it on the cable. I said, cool. So I got this app for my computer that broadcasts it out. And then I noticed that the app said that I could have guests. And so now I call people on my show and I have guests. And I've had songwriters, and Bill Kirchen, the famous guitar player from Commander Cody, and Ray Wiley's going to be on it. And this week we had a gal named Sela, who's a songwriter who just put out an album, and she did a bunch of animation. It's really cool because it just started as this something kind of organically as, something for people to do because I knew they were stuck inside. And but it's turned into something really beautiful because one person will ask a question about guitar, like this gal, Jana Pokop, who I really love, great guitar player. She said, how do you get out of the pentatonic box? And the pentatonic scale is, something that's kind of a technical question, right? And so me and this guitar player both started talking about ways to get out of it. The very next question we got was, what kind of music do you listen to when you're sad? And I was like, well, I've never really thought about that. But both me and the guest just really, really loved getting questions from all sorts of different people, and it makes for a really fun show. So if you ever want to tune into that, it's on, just look me up, Plankenhorn. That's all you got to do. It's really fun. I also got to say I'm really, really happy to be in here and be able to play like a gig, like a real virtual gig or a virtual gig, and have some people listening to it and enjoying some wine and some people here. Thank you very much. And, folks here know how much I really dig this place because the first time I walked in, I was just like, oh, this is my kind of place. Because it's, you can hear poets, and you can hear full rock bands of young people, and you can hear Malachi come in and play here, and you can hear so many different things, and it's just like I just love this place the first time I walked in, and so I'm gonna do this song just because I want to see if I can get Stella to howl. We got a corgi here, so Probably not, but we'll do this one. Jimmy fell hard for Jenny. Jamie fell in love with Jay. You can't choose with whom you fall. I think it's better that way. Could be a chemical thing, maybe cosmic and such. Try as you might to clearly define, well, you won't come back with much. Love is love, is love. Love is love, is love. Try to change love. They give conditions and rules. They try to tell you they know better well. Tell you your love ain't cool. Love don't mind your religion. Love don't know about race. Love don't care where you may come from. Love doesn't need to explain. Love is love, is love. Love is love, is love. Weird during this moment. Put it on one song on one album, and then you're stuck bringing it out every night for the rest of your life. We are born knowing love, have to be taught how to hate. Let go of all your preconceived notions. Well, you only need to relate. Come take a seat at the table. Break some bread, make a new friend. In time you'll find forgiveness and kindness is all you ever needed. Love is love, is love, is love. Love is love, is love. Love is. That song, believe it or not, was inspired by Lin-Manuel Miranda. And I know that you probably walk in and you look at me and you go, I bet that guy's really into musical theater. Maybe not. But it was inspired by the speech that he gave after the Pulse nightclub shooting for, I believe, the Tony Awards. It went viral and it really touched me. It was really, really beautiful. And you just feel at the end of this speech, this poem that he had written that was really beautiful, he just said, love is love is love is love. And I remember all the old hippies saying that when I was a kid. And I'm talking about real hippies, you know. Not like Trustafarians, like real hippies, you know. They used to say that all the time, love is love. And we forget sometimes, you know. And I felt like, I'm not really in the business of changing anybody's mind or anything like that. I just kind of felt like, we could sing a song together about it, and it would feel good. And it does. For me, it really, really does. Oh, yeah, there's another thing I wanted to play for you guys on Wine Out Wednesdays. It's another song inspired by Vancouver Island itself. And it's another song from my last EP. That song was from my album Sleeping Dogs, which has a picture of fur on the cover. And my dog Oscar's butt on the back. So that's good. But my wife and I came home one day. I mentioned that she's a horticulturalist and a gardener and an arborist, and she's got the truck, you know. I'm always driving like the Econobox because I'm on the road and saving money on gas and being safe and all that. She's got a big truck, and so we get out of my wife's truck, and I hear this from a bird. I was like, wow, that's a really musical bird. And I whistled back. I went, and then it whistled back, and I went. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. I don't know if it's a mockingbird or if I'm not a birder, you know, but it was cool. And so I went inside, and I grabbed a guitar off the wall, and I was like, and it turned out like, in the cool shade of a lazy dogwood tree. You hear it in his lonesome tune, long stretched shadow of the afternoon, the taste of everything wild and free. Southern flying away, soon I'll be far from this sleepy northern sea. Southern flying away. Evening when the tide is high, strolling with her by my side, and every turn a perfect work of art. When I see the world through her brown eyes, curtains open on a new sunrise, the myth that sings straight into my heart. Southern flying away, soon I'll be far from Yeah. And thanks very much. Thank you very much, and thanks all out there in Wineland. And that's probably not what it's called, but we'll just go with it. But if you're in a situation in Wineland where there are servers, please tip them, be good to them, and take care of them. When you tip, it's the act of giving, so it releases oxytocin into the brain, and when you tip, that just creates like a natural high. So it's kind of like a win-win for everyone when you tip somebody. That's just science, and I don't know why you would argue with science, but I am from America. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. Just make sure you try the fish. This is really fun. I'd like to thank Longevity John, as always, and thank the Duncan Showroom, and Ted Cadillac, Dr. Ted Cadillac, of course, there on the sound, making me sound much better.
I just make it louder.
Let's do just a couple more, and, well, you know what? I should probably do a couple more on my little toy guitar here. And I'm going to drive back to Campbell River. Oh, yeah. I was joking the other day when I was here for the 39 Days of July, and which was really cool because I got to bookend. I mean, first of all, I've learned to try and be here on Canada Day. I really enjoy Canada Day. It's kind of like the 4th of July without guns. So that's cool, For me, that's pretty cool. Nothing against them. It's just sometimes it freaks me out a little, But so I always like to be here for Canada Day, and so I was here anyway this year, and I was here for Canada Day, and it was really, really cool. Oh, you know what? I should probably do this, but I'm going to have to go back. Never go back. But then I was here the other day, and I was talking to somebody, and I lost my train of thought. I'm sure it was an incredible story I was about to tell. I'm super happy to be here on Canada Day, and then I was here Saturday, and I was going to... driving. I knew I'd get there. And Texas gigs are always 3 hours away. From Austin, it's about 3 hours to Dallas, and it's 2.5 hours to Houston, and it's an hour to San Antonio, but with traffic, it's like an hour and 45 minutes. And then so, there's, Austin's this center in this weird, gigantic state where... And what's really interesting about Texas, too, is the landscape. If you drive 4 hours in one direction, you're like in rolling hills and giant pines and in East Texas. It's very king of the hill, Everybody knows a Boomhauer, and everybody knows a Bobby and a Peggy and a Dale. They're like real people, okay? And that's cool. And I met some of the most beautiful people I know there. And then West Texas is like high desert. Lubbock is like where Buddy Holly is from, and Roy Orbison is from, and it's this flat, level land, literally called level land, crazy place where all these artists came out of, and you wonder why, And then the last is, and then you go another 4 hours in a different direction, and you're at the Gulf Coast, and it's like, Freddie Fender and a big Mexican influence and lots of like conjunto bands. And then they've got the oompa from like when the Germans came over, they brought the accordions. So there's this huge, massive mix of music. And then of course 4 hours in the other direction and you're in Big Bend, and it might as well be the Grand Canyon. It's not as large, but it's intense. So basically, the long story short, 2 hours back to Campbell River is nothing. I'm not really thinking, like a podcast and one good album, I'm there. But since I'm just about to close out here, we'll see. This is the song that kind of got my solo career started, and I should probably play it because people like it, and yeah. From the album called Soul Slide. Louisiana is my home. Drink my whiskey all alone. Temptation got me on the run, but mama's son don't hurt no one. Don't want no trouble. Don't want no trouble, but trouble find me. Trouble find me with nothing going right, and no hope is left inside. I should be praying to the Lord. Don't wanna bother him tonight. Oh, and I don't want no trouble. Don't want no trouble. Yeah, but trouble find me. Trouble find me. Well, I wish I could move on. Redemption too far gone. Now I'm left. Oh, I'm left. An empty bottle and an aching head. You don't ever wanna be where I've been or will be. 'Cause when I'm down, and I'm always down, trouble find me. I can't take it no more. All this knocking on my door. Nothing's on the other side, but still I'm always open wide, and I don't want no trouble. Don't want no trouble. Oh, trouble find me. Trouble find me. Come on, trouble find me. Oh, thank you so much.
Jeff.
Thank you very
Plankenhorn.
much. Wine Out Wednesdays.
No, just a minute, Jeff Plankenhorn. I've just been sitting over there. I wasn't in this room. I was over there.
Oh, yeah.
In the wine bar, sitting outside.
Yeah.
Watching this.
Is it beautiful?
People were applauding after every song.
Oh, you're kidding.
And there was a moment when someone here applauded, so you said, "Well, at least some people were applauding." And everyone looked at each other. He heard us.
I love it. Well, thank you
But it's
over
really
there.
wonderful. But I was saying over here, like there's 14, 15 of us, right? That have been
Yeah.
there. Would you play a couple more?
Oh, I'd be more than
Because this is
happy
like,
to.
you got to be seeing this whole idea of sitting outside.
Yeah, sitting outside and listening to
And
music.
listening
yeah.
to some really fine music. It's working really, really well.
Oh, I love
And
that.
yeah, Wind Down Wednesdays in August. It's working.
happening. It's
And
happening.
this is only
Mo.
day one.
Oh man, I love
There's
it.
3
man. That
more to
makes me
go.
so
Oh, now we're going to do Saturdays too.
Really?
Sorry, Tim. We're going to do Saturdays.
Uh-oh.
Now I got to come up with a name for Saturdays.
You are.
Let's see. Sangria Saturday.
No, I don't drink sangria.
No sangria.
We'll come up with something.
Okay.
We
We'll
can
make it
go
work.
over to the wine bar after this and have a small glass if you want.
Yeah, we'll arrange that if we can. I love it. Okay, it'll be set
Well,
up
I'll
for
do
you,
a couple.
sir.
I'll do a couple more. You guys just tell me when to stop. I'll do a couple more.
Don't worry.
I
don't
gotta
worry,
drive
I
back.
will.
I'll do a couple more. Yeah, I
Dr.
won't do
Ted,
it to
you're
you.
in charge of this boy.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad everybody's having a good time over there. Let me play another new song. We do this thing called Patreon. Patreon is like, I don't have to wait until I have $30,000 to make another record because I'm self-promoting and stuff. And I put out new music every single month on a thing called Patreon. And it's Patreon, Patreon.com. Every month I put out one new original and one new cover, and it's been really beautiful. I get to really connect with my fans and friends and family and all that stuff, and put out all sorts of different types of music. And sometimes I put out like a folk tune, and then the next month I'll do something that's just like Sacred Steel or bluesy. And last month I did 2 songs on piano. I'm not playing them today, but I did 2 songs on piano, and work with different writers and all sorts of stuff. Well, one month I wanted to write a song, and I was like really, really listening to a lot of old Chuck Berry. And I love Chuck Berry songs because they have stories to them. They're rock and roll songs, but they have great stories. And so I started writing this song with my buddy Scrappy Judd Newcomb. That's really his name. And Scrappy said, "Well, what's it about?" And I was like, "Well, you know those Quentin Tarantino movies where like they rewrite history a little bit so it's a little bit more palatable, and like he rewrites the ending so sometimes the good guy wins, and sometimes you're like, yeah, and you walk out of the movie and you go, yeah, man, wouldn't it be cool if that was the way it really went down?" Well, down in the States, not every state has gotten it together. I don't smoke anymore. I did a long time ago when I was a kid, but I do think it should be legal in the States because it's really not hurting anybody, and it would certainly make our jails a little less full of non-violent people. And I loved it when a few years back when it got legal here. I remember my wife came to visit. She flew up from Texas. We left in October and it wasn't legal yet, and then it was legal in like November, and she flew up and she said, "Baby, the whole town smells like weed." And we laughed, about it and stuff. And then when we came back in the summer, everything was back to normal. Like, everybody was cool. It was just, I thought it was really civilized. So this song is about a guy who's a truck driver and he doesn't know really what he's in for, but he gets away with it anyway. Honest work, a little bit of dignity, a boss who ain't a jerk, someone to come home to, someone to take out, simple kind of pleasures, that's what I'm all about. Independent contractor, 18 wheels, got a little taste of how freedom feels. They grow everything that's green in California, yeah. Sometimes you gotta hustle to earn your pay, and I got a flat tire and a heavy load, supposed to haul it in 5 hours ago. Won't someone help the poor boy on the side of the road? He's got a flat tire, a little further to go. And I'm leaving Santa Rosa with a truck full of plums and some mystery boxes. questions, so I cannot lie about the payload, drop off reasons why. I figure everybody needs a little relaxation. If it grows in the ground, who am I to say? So driving to drive, making good time. I see 50 pounds of rubber coming off of my side, and I got a flat tire and a heavy load. Supposed to haul it in 5 hours ago. Won't someone help a poor boy on the side of the road? He got a flat tire, a little further to go. So I threw on a Jake, 20 miles south of Old Salt Lake. I was sweating my cargo, plotting my escape, when a trooper pulls up with a grin on his face. Where you from, son? What's in the trailer? Agriculture, sir, from a Golden State wholesaler. Open up the back while we're waiting on the tow. I get a little bit hungry riding up and down this road. 20 minutes later, he throws me back my keys and said, I hope you don't mind. I grabbed a handful of these, and he tips his hat and says, have a nice day. It's just another afternoon in the USA. I got a flat tire and a heavy load. I was gonna haul it in several hours ago. Hey, the trooper helped a poor boy on the side of the road. He got a flat tire, a little further to go. A little further to go. A little further to go. Yeah, I hope he helped him out. And the crowd, over here it's more like a smattering, but it's really, really nice. All right, well, I'm going to do one more for you guys, and it's another one that's brand new. I'm not doing the hits, because you can go to Spotify and Apple Music and all those places and find out about Jeff Plankenhorn. That's me. I didn't awkwardly put myself in the third person, did I? I think I just did. That's so weird when people do that. Plank doesn't like that. But this is another song. Another thing that I've noticed about here, we joke and we like to say behind the maple curtain. You know, here in Canada, what I really, really dig is I enjoy your news programs such as The National. And the reason I enjoy The National so much is because it's actually news. And it's really refreshing for a guy like me. And I tell my friends down in Texas, they have news programs. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, they tell you what's happening, and they let you decide what you think about the things that are happening. And it's very refreshing, you know, because down there, you know, the social media and the CNN and the MSNBC and the Fox, they're all, whether they're telling the truth or not, what you wonder sometimes, there's always a viewpoint that they're pushing on one side or the other. Now, I happen to be a person that's a little bit leaning toward the bleeding heart liberal side. That's kind of how I grew up, you know, but I got nothing against it. And I have a lot of fans and friends and family that are conservative. And discourse was always cool when I was growing up. We would talk to each other. We didn't hate each other. It's pretty tough down there right now because the two sides of the only two parties that we have, man, it's as polarized as I've ever seen it in my life, and it's disheartening. So I was having a hard time one night, and I was like, man, I got to take a break from it. I need to be lifted up, and I think that my friends need to be lifted up, and I don't want to fall for it anymore. I don't want to fall into that trap because it's so easy. I want want to be positive. I don't want to be a singer-songwriter. Thank you. That's a trademarked term. But we kind of wrote this with like a meters feel in mind, like that old song Cabadally. It's like. Lift me up, don't put me down. I need to dust myself off and rise from the cold, cold ground. Don't you think we could use a little good news this time? Oh, I'm taking back reality, 'cause I don't want to live in the church of the poison mind. You've got till it's gone. That's what they say. We've known from the get-go what we've had all along. So darling, put your hand in mine. Oh, we're gonna paint this town outside the lines. It's not there, we're to define. They're still selling, but we're not buying. Lift me up, don't put me down. I need to dust myself off and rise from the cold, cold ground. Don't you think that we could use a little good news this time? Reality, 'cause I don't want to live in the church of the poison man. Lord, I've run plumb out of patience for all the backstabbers and half-steppers. There's a better use of time, and I know it's not reliving. So darling, put your hand in mine. Yeah, we're gonna paint this town outside the lines. It's not there, we're to define. They're still selling, but we're not buying. Oh, now lift me up, don't put me down. Dust myself off and rise from the cold, cold ground. Don't you think we could use a little good news this time? I'm taking back reality, 'cause I don't want to live in the church of the poison mind. That's it. Thank you very much, everybody out there. Sorry for that little technical difficulty. I know I should never say that, but that's really fun. Hey, thank you so much.
Hey, Jeff Plankenhorn, I want to thank you very much. I want to thank everyone over at the wine bar, specifically because I was just there and I know how many people were sitting there and watching. Thanks, Tad and Tammy, for being there, and Steve and all the boys over there in the corner.
I
Everybody
just went
was
there
in
and looked too, and that was so cool. Because at the end of every song, people clap.
Oh,
they're all clapping.
thank you so
over
much.
there
I
while
hope
they're
they.
watching. That's so cool. It's like we're back in this room.
I think
just
it's
run
really-
half a block away, and we're in this room.
I think it's really important that they support the Duncan Showroom, and maybe come back next week for Wine Out Wednesday. If they had this
down.
much fun, why
That's
shouldn't they come back
Wine
next
down
week?
Wednesday.
Wind Down Wednesdays in August. Every Wednesday they should be there, and Saturday nights too. We're going to be helping out, doing some entertainment for that as well, and bringing our production down, so it'll be real good. So it can come from here, be broadcast there, and be broadcast to everybody else who wants to join in. Because with the Wind Down Wednesdays, it's about supporting the local wine industry, which is very big, and we
It
actually
is
got
big
some
here,
acknowledgement in the local papers about this, and through the governments and everything. And this way, even if you can't make it to the wine bar, grab a bottle of your favorite local wine. Go back to the oasis, which you've created, because everybody here is working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, just to
right.
keep this little place where they can go home and call it home. So why not sit at home? But make sure it's a local wine that you're ingesting, imbibing.
Yes.
And the music that we're providing, let it be the music that you're listening to. It'll be a fun time. Thanks, everyone, for listening in. We're going to play
Thank you,
some
everybody
music.
over there.
We're going to play some music that was recorded at the showroom before from live performances. I think you'll enjoy it. We'll take that out for a little while. And then Jeff, I think, is going to jump over with us and maybe grab a cold one. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see you over there shortly. Thanks very
guys.
much, everybody. It's been a slice and everything else.
You might slip, you might slide, stumble and fall by the roadside. Don't you ever let nobody drag your spirit down. Well, when walking up to heaven, don't let nobody turn you around. Walk with the rich, walk with the poor, and learn from everyone. That's what love is for. Don't ever let nobody drag your spirit down. Well, when walking up to heaven, don't let nobody turn you around. Some say yes, some say no. Some wait and see which way the wind's gonna blow. Don't ever let nobody drag your spirit down. Well, when walking up to heaven, don't let nobody turn you around. Come on, clap your hands. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Well, I might say things sound strange to you. I might preach the gospel I believe it's true. I can't ever let nobody drag my spirit down. Well, we walking, don't let nobody turn you around. All right, all right. Oh. which way the wind's gonna blow. And don't ever let nobody drag your old spirit down. Well, we're walking up to heaven. Don't let nobody turn you around. Brother John, you might slip, you might slide, stumble and fall by the roadside. But don't you ever let nobody drag your spirit down. Well, we're walking up to heaven. Don't let nobody turn you around. Yeah, I really mean it, people. John, thank you. On the guitar, Michael Jerome Brown. 1, 2, 3. You might slip, how you know you might slide, stumble and fall by the roadside. Don't let nobody drag your spirit down. We're walking up to heaven. Don't let nobody turn you around. You know, I feel all right. On the 12th string, the 6th string, the fiddle and the harmonica, Michael Jerome Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen.
J'ai un petit voyage à faire ma paix. Rejoindre rien que vous. C'est non, non, je ne veux pas. Tous les garçons en guerre n'en reviennent pas.
Thank you.